I'm going to build on our section of why we write the reading assignment for this week. Um, so I think most of what's in the chapter is pretty self-explanatory. It's the reasons why we know we write. But I want to add a little bit more to it. So there's a text version of this as well. But basically, I'm going to talk and read a little bit. But if you want to hear it, this makes it easier for you. So the idea is that we all know that writing has to have a purpose and an audience in order to exist. It needs a reason to be written and it needs someone to read it. Writing doesn't mean anything unless it has a reader. Being read is what gives writing meaning. If we think about it, you could write the most amazing novel, the best poetry, the most wonderful love note, or whatever, and if no one reads it, it doesn't exist. It just vanishes. It's just blotches on a paper. If no one understands it, if you can't read it, different language or whatever, the meaning is lost as well. Consider writing in code. The message is meaningless unless you have the key to that code. Uh, we have to write with intention, and we do that most of the time. Uh, at least we're supposed to write that way. Writing assignments that you get in school often create this what seems to be meaningless writing opportunities. You have to take notes, summaries, all these things like that. But they're often a skills checks. Do you understand this? Can you write this properly? But as you get further on in your studies, as you get into your major, and that's what we really care about is those things that we're studying, you'll have something to say, and I hope you do. In our class, my goal and my hope is for you to say something new. I'm not just asking you to repeat what I already know. And that's where a lot of students struggle is the idea, well, what do you want? Well, I want your ideas. Um, if I wanted exactly what I thought, I would write it myself and not give you anything, and that'd probably be enjoyable for you, but you wouldn't be getting anything out of the class. So I want you to say something new that's never been said before. Think of an idea that no one's ever had, and that's an exciting thing. It's also scary, but it's exciting. I'd like you to consider that all writing is responsive. And that's a different way of thinking rather than thinking, well, I have to have a purpose and audience. All writing is responding to something. It could be a question. Why are we here? The answer, is found in countless philosophical and religious texts. It could be a reaction. Um, Whatever happened made me angry. I'm going to write a sternly worded letter. So somebody makes you mad, you write them a letter. You read something in the paper, you write a letter to the editor or to your politicians. Um, you could have a solution to a problem. You might say, well, I've noticed that too many people are littering. I'm going to write a suggestion to the city to place more trash cans. Maybe you're trying to get someone's attention, so you write them a note. You write them a love note so they notice you because you're too afraid and nervous to speak to them in person, or you don't ever have that opportunity. You write a note um, to someone to stop leaving their dishes in the sink, because writing doesn't always happen at the same time that it's being read. It's asynchronous, which is kind of cool. I'll have to talk about that some other time. But in our classes, these responses are going to be to questions I might ask you in the discussion board, or to find a solution to the writing problem that I give you. Most of our classroom writing is going to work that way. Most of your classes work that way. Your teacher gives you a writing prompt and an essay question, and you have to write that response. But I want you to think of beyond that. A lot of writing instructors teach writing as entering a conversation or the conversation. The idea that you're building on what has been said before. So there's a text out there, you get to add to it. Here are my ideas, and you're responding to that, whether they're statements, claims, arguments, errors, or ideas from previous works. So as we write, consider what you're responding to. What has been said in that conversation that inspired you to add your own ideas? You might have to provide background by stating, well, other scholars have said this thing, um, but that gives you room and freedom to write your own thoughts. And that's what I really want to focus. There's no right or wrong. You are responding to something. How are you responding, and how does that shape your audience and what you think of your audience? And how are you going to influence them to see things your way? So just different way of thinking about writing. I hope everything is going well this week. See you later.